Welcome back to Damien After Dark, everybody. You're watching the official Baddies Africa after show where we break down the recent episodes of Baddies. I'm your host, Damien Gentry. Thank you for joining me with this recap. I'm thrilled to have you here. All right, we are going to be getting into episode 7 today. I'm almost caught up with you guys. We're almost to episode 8 where we're currently at in the series. Before we begin, you guys know the drill. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click that thumbs up button too. Those are ways that you can support. It's absolutely free to do. It costs nothing, and I would truly appreciate that. Get in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts and opinions on episode 7. I want to hear all your opinions. I got to hear what you got to say. Who is your favorite this season? Do you have a favorite? Who is your least favorite? What do you think of the new trios this season? Do we like the trios that we're seeing? Or do you miss the OGs? I want to hear all that, all right? If you would like to help support this channel, in the description box will be some ways that you can help support using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, Amazon wishlist, all that. It's there only if you feel inclined and it's on your heart, okay? Now, last but not least, if you guys would like to support my newest business venture, where I have partnered with a jewelry company to do my own jewelry collection. This is some of the pieces from it that you guys can see. This is one of the necklaces, which I absolutely love, which is just, it's so my style. It's such, like, I don't know, I can't explain it. I just really love the mystical magic look of this necklace. You know, if you're a jewelry person, you'll get it. And if y'all have watched me for a long time, you'll know that about me. I love jewelry. If you've watched my videos, y'all, I'm always wearing something, okay? I've always got something in my ears, and everything that I'm wearing is a part of my line. Everything I'm wearing you can get in the description box below. Shop my entire website. There's something for everyone, okay? Even though this line is curated, even though the pieces that I'm selling are curated from my style and what I like, I made sure that there was something for everybody out there. Even though it may not be something that I would wear on the regular, I still wanted to incorporate it for you. Oh, here's another piece as well. If you love charm bracelets, I've got charm bracelets, okay? Check out this charm bracelet. How cute, right? You guys see the little charms on it? Look at the cute charms. There's a heart, there's a cross, there's a pearl, there's a pendant. It's just so freaking cute. I've got different charm bracelets, necklaces. I think we've got some anklets that we're dropping, rings, no watches, but bracelets, bangles, cuffs, all that, okay? Okay, I'm gonna get off my jewelry soapbox and we're gonna get into episode 7, which begins with Tavy versus Cold Killer. Tavy baby, can I just say something? Tavy baby is becoming one of my favorites. Tavy baby is my MVP of the season. And you know, and we know how that goes, because last season I loved Summer and she was my MVP, and now I don't miss Summer at all. Summer has been absent off of our screens for the last few episodes. I don't miss her. I really don't. She was entertaining to me last season, but it really got to be too much. It got like she was really the fame really got to her head even more than it did last season. So Tavy baby this season, I'm hoping that she doesn't change going into next season. I hope that she stays the same. I hope that she stays around and we get to see more of her, because I rocks with her. I fucks with her, okay? You know, she's showing up, she's clocking in, she's speaking up when she wants to, you know, let her opinion be heard. She doesn't fade into the background. She doesn't turn down a phase. She fights every damn body. I'm here for Tavy baby. How do y'all feel about her? Now, y'all remember last week's episode or the episode 6 recap. She went downstairs because she's pissed. She's fighting with LCK, right? Tavy was arguing and fighting with LCK, so she goes downstairs and she tells all the girls, with Cold Killer standing right there, and she tells them all, you know, I'm fighting with this B, LCK, because she's mad that Cold Killer and I were dapping each other up in the club, and she's mad that Cold Killer, you know, was talking to me and told me that, You know, you did your big one. You were standing up for your friend. In other words, LCK was mad when she saw Tavy Baby and Cold Killer in the club talking and dapping it up because she thought, this is my op. This girl, Cold Killer, put her hands on me and you're supposed to be my friend, but you're over there kikiing with her, right? So when Tavy Baby goes downstairs to let everybody know why her and LCK are arguing, Cold Killer gets amnesia and denies that this ever happened. She says, I didn't say that. I never said that to you. And I'm just like, but y'all dapped in the club. Make that make sense. If y'all didn't like each other and y'all were enemies, why would you dap each other up in the club? Now, Tavy says that she's upset because Cold Killer is denying it. But my thing is, which I'd be upset too. Like, don't call me a liar. Don't make me feel like a liar. But is there not footage of them talking, dapping it up in the club? You know, am I crazy? And then here goes Scotty. Y'all know how I feel about Scotty this season. She trying to be in the middle of everything. She trying to be the peacemaker, the referee. Here she go, get in the middle of it. Please, I just want to know what's going on. Please, I just want to go. What's it? Let's see. This why I'm not. Sometimes I just got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 'Cause I don't want to say nothing that's gonna piss y'all off. I don't want to say nothing that's gonna rile people up. But Scotty, this is why I don't feel bad when you get your jaw rocked. Okay? Stay out of stuff, Scotty. I feel like Scotty is so persistent on trying to prove to us, the viewers, that she's not boring. I feel like last season, it's really started since last season when Emma was on Scotty's ass in the beginning of last season, calling Scotty boring, only for Emma to end up being a boring one. I feel like that did something to Scotty. And ever since, she's been trying to prove that she's rough, tough, big, and bad, that she's part of the clique, and then she's always interjecting into things. Shut up, Scotland, and go do what you're best at doing. Do I need to go there? Okay. Now LCK, she hears what's going on. She's upstairs. She hears what's going on downstairs. So she goes downstairs to see what's going on. And I don't understand why, LC, you went down there. You know what's going on between you and Tavy. You know y'all were just arguing. You hear her downstairs acting a fool, throwing pots and pans, arguing. Why would you go down there to crank it up even more? She goes down there. She wants to get the shit started again. And she starts with this victim shit. I told y'all LCK was a... Did I not say on the first episode, LCK gave me cuckoo vibes? But she is starting with this victim shit. She goes downstairs and she just like I don't know how it got started, but she's screaming again. Like anytime Tavy is arguing with Elsie, or anytime Elsie is arguing with anyone and she doesn't like what they're saying, or she can't verbally match them, she starts screaming. And it's like, are you mental? I know you look slow, but now I'm really starting to think you're slow, Elsie. And Tavy tells Ivory that when Elsie sees the cameras, she starts acting up. Tavy Baby tells Ivory, you know, when I'm sitting with Elsie and the cameras aren't rolling, everything is great, everything is cool. She says as soon as that camera hits the corner, she acts up. And you know what? I believe it. I believe that, and I also believe that with a lot of people that go on these type of shows. And that would drive me so fucking crazy, because I don't know about you guys, but like the person y'all see up here on the camera, when y'all see me, this is me 100% all the time. I don't get up on this camera and turn anything on, become a character, become larger than life. Like, this is Damien 24/7. Now, granted, when I'm at home, I'm more chill. You know, I'm quiet. I'm watching TV. I'm on the phone. I'm eating snacks. I'm not really just running my mouth, right? But y'all get what I'm saying. This is who I am. But there are people out there who may be more quiet, more shy, more timid, more reserved, and then or not even shy, timid, or reserved. Somebody that's not a fighter, but when the camera comes on, they want to be Billy Badass. They want to be rah rah. It's so fake to me. We're not actors. The beauty of reality TV, the beauty of doing YouTube and stuff like this is you be yourself, right? Now, can we talk about something? Can we be real for a minute? I mean, when are we not real? But can we, like, I've got some concerns. This charm bracelet is so cute. Um, I've got some concerns. And my concerns, I can show you better than I can tell you. This is one of my concerns right here. Baby, the girls, I don't know what's going on with the girls and the wigs this season, because the last couple of seasons they've been hitting with the wigs. But this season, what is going on? Rolly, first of all, in this blue, I don't even know what to call it. This wig that she's got on, her and Scotty, both. First of all, it's the wig that Rolly's got on in the confessional, and then can we put Scotty's up? I want to see Scotty's. Can we get? I want to put Scotty's up here. Okay, Scotty and Rolly, both of them in these wigs, in these outfits that they got on, they both look like Mrs. Roper. They both look like somebody's grandmama. Like, who approved of this? Don't you guys have budgets? Isn't there a style budget? Isn't there like what is going on? Even if there's not a budget for the style and beauty, you guys get paid lots of money. Who is letting y'all get in these chairs looking like this? Like I don't like an orange wig. Period. Because orange is like my least favorite color. It reminds me of prison. It reminds me of Tennessee Volunteers. It reminds me of. I just don't like the color orange. Okay. So Scotty and her orange wig, Rolly and her blue wig, they both give me Mrs. Roper. They both give me old women vibes when these are both young ladies. I mean, I fix it, Jesus, fix it. You know what it is? I'm over this whole baddie aesthetic. Dressed like a superhero prostitute with a bright colored wig. Do you know what I mean? No shade. Listen, ladies, let it out. Dress how you want, if you want, because like. I like the prostitute chic look, right? I love that women nowadays are being more comfortable just to wear what they want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about this galactic Star Wars meets street prostitute meets circus clown meets bright colored wig. Like if you know you know what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, Natalie in that maroon look, y'all know that maroon look, that maroon wig that Natalie had on like down to here? That was a cute look. I'm going to give her that. Natalie was looking good in that one. You know, some of the girls are doing a good job with the looks, but some not so much. Now, today the girls are going to a winery. You know, they went on a safari in the last episode. Today they're going to a winery for a wine tasting. I do like that Zeus is trying to switch it up every day and do different activities. I do like that it's not just the club every night. Like, yeah, let's go out and do some things like this. I like this. So they go out to do a wine tasting, and on the way there on the bus, the conversation comes up on, they start talking about this whole Cold Killer and Tavy Baby thing. Did Cold Killer really say what Tavy Baby is implying that she said? Did Cold Killer really say in the club, you know, you did your big one. I understand why I understand why you fought for LCK because she was your friend, blase, blase, blah. Cold Killer says that she didn't say that. So they're talking about that on the bus. And again, I'm thinking to myself, I guess Tavy just made this up. Who do y'all believe? Do y'all believe Cold Killer when she says that she didn't say that? Now, she admits to dapping Tavy up. I guess she just dapped her up for no reason. Or do you believe Tavy Baby, who says that she did say that? I just don't see why someone would just make that up. For what? What does Tavy gain out of saying that? Now, my girl Ivory confronts Bad Dolly on the bus about what she allegedly said. Not allegedly, because she did say it. My girl Ivory confronts Dolly on the bus about what she said to the new girls on the first day. About how she beat Ivory and DTB's ass and all that other shit, right? Boom, caught red-handed. Boom, caught in the act. Dolly couldn't lie. She couldn't lie because one of those girls that was on that bus when she said it was on the same bus that day. So she couldn't lie about it. But she couldn't give a solid yes because she was scared. So she said, I probably did. When Ivory asked her, did you say you beat my ass on day? I probably did. It's either you said it or you didn't. Sad Dolly. Which one is it? You probably did. You either did or you did. You know that you did, but you had to like halfway get that answer out because you had to think about it. Shit, do I want to fight Ivory? Because you know Ivory gets in there. Can we talk about Choco Brown? Choco Brown is a beautiful girl, but did y'all notice the distinct differences in how she looked in confessional versus in scene? And I think it's the lashes. I did not realize that lashes would do that much to a person's face, but Choco Brown to me looked like a totally different person with lashes on versus with no lashes. Like when she had no lashes on, her forehead looked bigger, like her completely different face. Completely different. She looked like a totally different woman with lashes. Gorgeous either way, but she looked even, to me, she looked even better with the lashes. And I'm not always a fan of the big winged lashes, but I thought she looked good in lashes. She's one of those girls that I think needs the lashes. Now the girls get to the winery, and all I can think of is lawn. They had a classy place, a really beautiful, modern, elegant, bougie place. Y'all did good on the safari. Don't fuck the winery up. Please don't fuck the winery up. Now, they're sitting there at the table. The girls are at the winery, whatever. This whole Cold Killer versus Tavy Baby conversation comes up again. This has become a central storyline this episode. Whether or not Cold Killer was talking to Tavy in the club and giving her props. She says that she did not do that. But again, she admits to the dapping up. She admits to doing that. Somebody explain that to me. If you're on Cold Killer's side, explain to me in the comments why you would dap someone up that you're not cool with. I'm waiting. So she admits it. She says, yeah, I did do that, but I didn't say that you did your big one. Cold Killer says, why would I say that? Why would you dap her up? Cold Killer, you say, why would you say that? Why would you dap her up? Why would Tavy lie about it? You're lying, Killer. You're lying, okay? And Tavy even asked her that. She says the same thing that I think we're all wondering. Why would you dab me up? Now, Natalie brings up Baddie chains, okay? And, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's not get into Baddie chains just yet. We're still at Cold Killer versus Tavy Baby because they're arguing over this situation. We're not getting anywhere. Tavy Baby is insisting that Cold Killer said it. Cold Killer is claiming she didn't say it. She just says that she dapped him up. But one thing I notice about Cold Killer is she always throws the first punch. Okay? With Sad Dolly last episode, she threw the food first. This episode, I believe, it was this episode, her and Tavy are going back and forth. You can tell that Tavy is trying her hardest not to be physical because Natalie has said no fighting while at this winery, like those rules even matter. But we see yet again Cold Killer makes the first move. She's the one that always is the most aggressive. She's the one that is always the most provoking. She's the one that is always, makes that first initial blow. And we see at the table her and Tavy are going back and forth, and she stands up. That's the first no. We're sitting here at the table and you done stood up on me. Okay, now my safeguards are compromised. Now I'm starting to feel like, whoa, because you done stood up. So she stands up. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. Right? And then she can't control herself. So she grabs a purse and she throws it at Tavy. And then starts throwing more shit at her until security separates them. And that self-control, babe, I want God to grant me the self-control that he granted Tavy, baby, in that scene. Because there is no way I would sit across a table and let now man, woman, or child throw a goddamn thing at me. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It's reflex. It's reflex for me. I hope to get to the place that Tavy baby is at where she has the composure. Because for me, I have composure for a lot of things. But the moment you disrespect me by putting your hands on me, throwing something at me, spitting on me, throwing a drink in my face. I don't know about y'all at home. Maybe y'all can relate to this. But my automatic reflex is, let me just show y'all. Okay, object comes at me, right? Boom. My automatic reflex is, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying at home? I know y'all know what I'm saying at home. Like no sooner than the splash hits me, bitch, I'm lunging. Listen, y'all, you see these arms? I'm Superman in that hoe. Okay? And that's what I wanted Tavy to do in that moment, because the whole no fighting, that's off the table now. That's off the table now. This is what Big Lex was talking about last season, when nobody following rules, when they had the no jumping rule, yet people were still jumping. Yeah, fuck them rules. Fuck them rules. And the funny part is, Cold Killer, you're always the first one to start throwing punches and shit, but you can't fight. Now, meanwhile, LCK's messy ass, who don't know if she coming or going, she caught up in the middle of all this because she don't want to tell the truth on what happened. She don't want to give her side of what happened and have Tavy's back in this instance, which of course, her and Tavy are going back and forth. They're not really friends at this time, so of course she's not really going to have her back. But I'm just convinced that this girl rode the short bus. I'm convinced that LCK rode the short bus. I'm just like, and what? I didn't mean to laugh, but in the middle of all this that's going on between Tavy and Cold Killer, Elsie starts running her mouth, and Cold Killer just knocks her in the mouth and says, "Don't say my name again, bitch." Listen, I don't like LCK is not a fighter. She can't fight. She doesn't belong on this show, and it almost feels like bullying when I see them hit her. But she also puts this shit on herself because she's acting. She's doing what she feels like y'all want her to do. Elsie is putting on a show. Elsie is trying to do what she thinks that we want her to do when she really just looks foolish. Zero self-awareness. Zero, okay? Now, K-Rican, she stands up, I guess trying to have Cold Killer's back, talking about why everybody trying to use us for a storyline. Y'all know Cold Killer's accent, very country. She got this real country hood accent. Why everybody trying to use us for a storyline? And that was her exact movements and everything. So before anybody come in the comments saying, Damien, why are you trying to, do all the hand motion? That's how she was doing. Why? Why everybody trying to use us for a storyline? Okay? She had the head moving. Maybe she had it down, okay? Um, and K Rican. Is her booty real? I like K Rican. I think she's entertaining. But is her booty real? That was, y'all, that was giving botched soiled diaper tease. That when she, like, some girl, when you have chicken leg like me, okay, let me just put y'all on game. When you have y'all, and y'all, a lot of y'all already know this. When you have chicken leg like me, a big ass, a big diaper out here don't look right. Could y'all imagine me just having a big ass out like this with my chicken legs? Could y'all imagine? It doesn't look right, ladies. What are we doing? If you listen, if you want to get a BBL or a fat or whatever it is, I was gonna say fat transfer, but a BBL. If you're gonna go get a fake butt, get the smallest that you can get in there. Like, I get you want to get your bang for your buck, but you don't want to look like a clown. Or maybe some of y'all do. I don't know, but it was giving botched diaper. Now, Cold Killer and Tavy Baby, they are ready to scrap at this point, right? Wouldn't you be if somebody just threw shit at you and you held your composure because you were told not to fight? As soon as you get outside, would you not be ready to rumble? So they get outside, it's time to rumble, and I love how Ivory is always trying to give the girls advice. She be trying to coach the girls, and I like that about her, but at the same time, I feel like it creates conflict too, because my thing is, if I'm fighting somebody and I fuck with Ivory and I see Ivory whispering in their ear trying to give them pointers, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, you're obviously picking a side. It shows bias. And hey, if that's your friend, I get it. But Ivory kind of flip-flops when it comes to her. I feel like her, like, she wants to be there for Cold Killer, and that's her girl. But at the same time, when Tavy Baby gets a Baddies chain later on, which we'll get to that later, you see Ivory cheering her on, opening the bat, and it's like, and listen, maybe she likes both girls. She can like both girls. She can be there for both girls. Let me stop. Let me rewind that. I'm allowed to change my mind. Maybe Ivory is just genuinely trying to be there for both girls. I'm going to give you advice. I'm going to give you advice. But I don't know. I still feel like Ivory is more team Cold Killer than she is team Tavy. I feel like Ivory is more threatened by Tavy. Not scared. Not scared, before y'all get in the comments. Threatened. You know what I mean? Tavy has come along. She's a big personality. She's overshadowing some of these new girls, and they don't like it. Sad Dolly, she don't like that the spotlight is on these new girls, and Tavy has stolen the show, and she is standing out in this first part of the season. I think some of the girls don't really care for that. And Ivory, you should be charging for, if you're gonna be coaching, you should be making money. Ivory she needs to be like in MMA. She needs to be like a professional. That girl be fighting like a fucking man. Now, Tavy Baby, Cold Killer, they're arguing back and forth before they fight. And we hear Tavy Baby say that Cold Killer literally crashed her car into a lake with her son in it. And I'm like, bitch. It first of all was like, she didn't just pull that out of her ass, right? Tavy didn't just pull out of her ass that you crashed your car into a lake with your son. Like, you don't just pull things out of your ass. I mean, unless you're just fucking crazy. So I'm thinking, and listen, maybe it's not true, but I'm like, there's something there. Did that really happen? Was it an accident? Is the son living? Is that why they call her Cold Killer? I'm just asking, okay? I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm asking the questions that the people want to know, that the viewers like myself who are at home are wondering. So before y'all get butt hurt, Damien, I'm just asking. Did she really crash her car into a lake? Was her son in the car? And was she under the influence when this happened? Because if you was under the influence when this happened, you a grimy bitch for doing that with your child in the car. I'm not trying to judge, but I am. I'm judging. To get behind the wheel, fucked up with your kid in the car, and then drive into a fucking lake. And listen, that may not have happened. I don't know. I said if that happened, that's grimy. But I want to know. I mean, I know y'all out there, y'all be in these baddie streets. So y'all let me know in the comments if that really happened with Tavy. I mean, with Cold's Killer, okay? And listen, maybe it was true because it seemed like she hit a nerve with Cold Killer, because Cold Killer, you know, she flew off the lid. She was ready to fight, and she said, Cold Killer turns around and tells Tavy, "Fuck your son, hoe." And baby, Tavy was ready. Tavy was on that ass. Tavy baby was ready to fight her. And listen, y'all are gonna get mad at me when I say this, but I feel like there was a difference between what Tavy said and what Cold Killer said. Cold Killer said, you know, don't be talking about my child. I don't feel like Tavy was talking about her child. Tavy was talking about her parenting. Now, I get it. Look, y'all, before y'all crucify me up here, I get it. Tavy did say her son. She said her son. She brought up her son, right? But let's talk about it. She didn't say, fuck your son's ugly, your son's this, I can't stand your son, your fat son, your skinny little measly son. She didn't say none of that. She said, you wrecked your car into a river while your son was in there. And I think what Tavy's intention was at that moment was to shame her as a mother, but also unleash that information to the public, to us, to let us know, hey, this is what kind of person she was. This is what kind of mother she was. Right? I think that's what her intention was. Now, some people are going to say, well, Damien, she was still talking about her child. I don't look at it that way. I don't think she was talking about her child. I think she was talking about Cold Killer as a mother. And in order for her to let us know who Cold Killer was as a mother, she's got to let us know that Killer crashed her car into the lake with her son in it. Because if you leave out the son part, that doesn't let us know anything other than she crashed her car into a lake. But the son, putting the son in there, leads one to believe that her parenting is not, that great. Now, again, everything I'm talking about, that's why I've got a disclaimer at the beginning of this video. Everything we talk about is alleged and all for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if that girl wrecked her car into a lake. I don't know if her son was in the car. I don't know. We're going off of the episode, okay? But hear me out when I say this. Even though I feel like there was two big differences in what Tavy said and what Cold Killer said, I do understand why it upset Cold Killer, okay? I'm not going to act like and be oblivious to what Tavy said. I'm not going to be oblivious to it. I get why it would piss her off, right? But I stand by when I say I don't think she was talking about her child. So, Tavy is pissed now because Cold Killer has now said, fuck your son. Cold Killer has now talked about Tavy's son. That's talking about a child. When you say fuck your son, fuck your daughter, that's talking about a child. And Tavy is ready to light her ass up, right? So they get to, she running up on Cold Killer. They get to scrapping. And speaking of, while this is going on, K-Rican tries to sneak Russian cream for whatever reason. I'm like, why are you sneaking Russian? Like, just because your friends fighting don't mean you have to fight. But in the meantime, when she's trying to sneak Russian cream, she hits Ivory. Like, I'm like, what? When I watched that play out, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you, like, you're drunk, baby girl. You're drunk. It's time to go lay it on down. Now, Fanya goes to Cold Killer, because keep in mind, Cold Killer just fought Tavy, and she's out of breath. Cold Killer's over here on the ground out of breath. So Fanya, her friend, goes and says, "Hey friend, do you need help? Do you need my help?" So Cold Killer's like, yeah, I need your help. So here go Fanya taking a page straight out of On a Wax playbook. They playing tag team. Tag me in, sis. I'm out of breath. I can't fight. Fight for me, right? Straight out of the On a Whack playbook. We see where these girls got that from. So Cold Killer tags in her good Judy Fanya. And we see them toss it up. We see Tavy and Fanya toss it up. But then Cold Killer gets back in the field with Tavy. Okay, so Tavy and Cold Killer end up running a few rounds, as we see. And I notice Ivory, not only has she been whispering in Cold Killer's ear, trying to give her pointers, she's talking about, she keeps saying, this is why I love Cold Killer. Because when Cold Killer got back up to fight Tavy again, Ivory says this is why she loves Cold Killer, because she keeps getting back up and going. Well, that's something to admire. That is something to admire. But I also peeped where Ivory does this thing to where anytime Tavy gets in a fight with Cold Killer, Ivory will try to break it up or hold Tavy back. And I just did not understand. I'm like, why do you keep doing that? Like, stop favoring Cold Killer. Stop trying to give her an advantage just because you want her to win. I get it. That's your friend. But this is why I said to y'all earlier, I feel like Ivory plays both sides. Now, Ivory is trying to use this whole, the size thing, because Tavy is a bigger girl. But I'm like, y'all act like Tavy is the size of Billy Barbie. Y'all know who Billy Barbie is, right? From Now That's TV. Y'all act like Tavy is Rolly's size or something. Yeah, Tavy is tall and she's a little stout, but I mean, welcome to Baddies. Everybody whooping everybody. I'm tired of the size difference bullshit. Don't come on the show if you don't want to fight. Right? Then we see Ivory in her confessional. She says that she kept getting in the middle. She kept breaking it up because she didn't like Tavy's aggression level. Like, girl, you're the queen of aggression. What are you talking about? It's giving you're hating on Tavy because you're not in the spotlight at this moment. It's giving, so let me hear everybody. You can have this aggression level and you can go in tearing the place up, putting your hands on anybody that you want to, Ivory. But Tavy can't? Okay. Anyway, we end up seeing a fight between K-Rican and LC. That fight ends up turning into K-Rican versus Choco, in which we got Ivory trying to play referee. She in that fight too, trying to wait, stop. No, it's like, I hate when the girls do that. Big Lex has done it, Ivory's done it. They all be trying to do it, and I get it sometimes, but it just sucks for us as the viewer. Y'all remember, like, y'all know how, like, on Bad Girls Club when security would step in, or even on Baddies when security steps in, we're like, fuck, we want to see them fight, But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all who I was shocked at, and that was Choco. Baby, when Choco Brown fought Rican, when Choco Brown and K Rican fought, I was like, okay, Choco, where was this Choco at when you fought Diamond? Because, baby, all I saw was Choco's hands just do in K Rican's head. Okay, that's all I saw. That's one to watch right there. Choco is gonna be one to watch. Now we see Diamond playing around in the background wearing Elsie's wig, when all of a sudden Tavy starts talking to Ivory, right? Tavy's sitting there talking to Ivory, and out of nowhere, Rican sneaks the fuck out of Tavy. Tavy is sitting there talking to Ivory. All in nowhere, Cole, is it the Cole? It was Cole Killer that snuck Tavy, not K Rican. I'm sorry. So many names, y'all. Bear with me. Tavy baby is talking to Ivory, and then Cole Killer comes from out of nowhere and boom, sneaks the fuck out of Tavy. So much so that Tavy's got ketchup in her mouth, if y'all know what I mean. Her mouth's bleeding. Um, and listen, I gotta give props to Killer. Even though she had to sneak to do it, it landed. It landed. So now, of course, Tavy wants her one-on-one, right? You've talked about my child. Yeah, you've now snuck me. Your friend Ivory has had your back the entire time. I need to get you, right? So they get one-on-one. They get to fighting. Tavy starts getting the best of Cold Killer. Here go Ivory, stepping in again. Every time Tavy Baby and Cold Killer would fight, Ivory is right there like a parent to protect their child. Fall back, Ivory. Fall all the way back. Am I the only one that feels that way? Do y'all feel like Cold Killer needed the help? It's ruining the show at this point. Like, it started ruining the episode and the show for me. Because I'm like, what's the point of watching these girls fight? What's the point of having security there if Ivory is going to be there jumping in every 5 seconds? If I was a producer, I would have had to have stepped in and say, look, you got to fall back, baby. You've got to fall back. And I don't care what nobody says. I am Team Tavy, baby. They were doing my girl wrong out there. You might not like her. She might not be the most beautiful, even though I think she's a gorgeous girl. I think Tavy is a really pretty girl. Especially if she gets the right glam team, they really going to have her bad. She's got really pretty eyes. I get that she may not be your favorite. She might not be whatever to you. But one thing that I like about her is that she's been holding it down since she got on that show. And she'll fight everybody. She'll fight every one of them, right? And I feel like that fight that we saw outside of the winery, I feel like that was one of the biggest brawls we've seen on Baddies. Like, maybe not the biggest, but if not one of the biggest. Because, I mean, it was just like fight after fight after fight after fight after fight after fight. Now, let's get into the Baddies chains. Because Natalie, after all the squabbling, after all that, simmers down, Natalie is about to give out a Baddies chain. Before she does, K Rican mentions that Natalie and the OGs don't fuck with them and that they don't have a connection with them at all, which, I can kind of see that. And it wouldn't shock me if these girls don't even see Natalie and the OGs unless they're filming. It would not shock me, and I think that's where Cold Killer is coming from, her and K Rican. I think what they're trying to tell us, the audience, and tell Natalie is they only see Natalie when it's time to film a group scene or something. Any other time, Natalie is probably doing her own thing, living her best life, shopping in Africa. She don't want nothing to do with these new girls. Think about it. These new girls are regular people off the street who are working 9 to 5s, probably struggling to make ends meet. They've got this opportunity. They're so excited to be there, rightfully so. But then you got Natalie, who's been doing this for years, been there, done that, got plenty of money, don't give a fuck about these new girls. Let's just call it what it is. Rolly clocked it last season, and now the new girls are clocking it this season. And I respect Cold Killer for actually having the balls to say it to Natalie's face and not lick her ass cheeks. Okay? I've not been the biggest fan of Cold Killer, but I respect her for that. And listen, she's growing on me a little bit, just a little bit. Now, I don't care for Fauna. I don't really care for her. She's a sidekick. But I like K Rican and Cold Killer. I think they're better off a duo. I don't really care for Fauna. Now, Natalie ends up getting the Baddies chain, and she's like getting ready to give it out, and she gives it to Tavy Baby, which I think was so well deserved. I'm so glad they didn't give it to somebody that didn't deserve it, like Sad Dolly, I mean. Because Tavy deserves it. Tavy has, in this season alone, has done way more than Sad Dolly has. She's pulled way more weight than Dolly has. She's been more energetic in the scenes. She's given way more content to Zeus than Dolly has so far. And she's been fighting since she got in the house. Especially when you got hating ass Ivory trying to hold her back. She deserved that Baddie's chain. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Not one girl was, I don't think there was hardly any girls out there happy for her. Maybe a few, like Rolly and a few others. But the rest of those girls, Ivory, Big Lex, Sad Dolly, all the new girls, they didn't want Tavy to have that Baddie's chain. They didn't want her to have that Baddie's chain. Mm-mm. And I don't, the gag is, I don't get why Ivory is so pressed over Tavy, because Ivory could probably whoop Tavy's ass. I'm actually about pretty positive that if Ivory and Tavy Baby were fighting, that Ivory would win. So I don't get why she's so pressed or intimidated. Or maybe I'm just looking at it from a different lens. I don't know. Because look, Tavy can fight, I think, but I don't think she's the best fighter. I don't. Now Dolly, Sad Dolly, says she can't think of one reason why Tavy got the chain. But then she proceeds to say, "But I'm not mad, sweetheart." You're not mad, yet you had that sourpuss look on your face and that bass in your voice with that Michael Myers look, and you're not mad? Sweetheart. Oh, you were very salty, Sad Dolly. You were so fucking salty. She was so pissed. And let me tell you something. Sad Dolly is one of those girls. You got to watch out for them kind of people in life, because they are the types that prey on your downfall. They are the types that you can do good in life as long as you don't do no better than them. They are the types that are hating, nasty, evil souls, okay? Those type of people you have to watch out for. Because what's for me is for me. I ain't hating on the next bitch. What's for me is for me. And I truly believe that, okay? Dolly can say all day long that she was not mad over that Baddie's chain. But her behavior in the next week's episode proves otherwise, okay? And we're going to find out on next week's episode. Y'all are going to see on the episode 8 recap, we're going to talk about how Sad Dolly's jealousy is seeping from her pores because of the fact that Tavy Baby got that Baddie's chain and Sad Dolly still ain't got one. Yet Summer, and here's the kicker, Summer and Big Lex got their Baddie's chain. Sad Dolly is the only one out of that trio that didn't get a Baddie's chain. So she's feeling null and void. She's left feeling empty. She's left feeling like she doesn't belong and she wasn't chosen. And those childhood issues are starting to come up to the surface. Those childhood issues that Sad Dolly has of feeling abandoned, not feeling chosen, not feeling important enough, they're starting to bubble to the surface, and we're going to see it play out in episode 8, and we're going to recap it all, okay? I've got it all recapped, and I hope you'll join me, okay? I hope you will join me for the episode 8 recap and after show. We're also going to talk about how Tavy and Big Lex go head to head after Big Lex is trying to, I guess, have her girls back over this whole chain situation. And also on episode 8, Natalie hosts a Baddies talent show. Yes, we're going to see the Baddies showcase their talents with the Baddies talent show. All that and more on the episode 8 Baddies Africa after show. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. Please make sure you click that subscribe button before you go. And on the way out, hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If you want to support the channel, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and my Amazon wishlist, alright? Last but not least, if you want to support my new jewelry line, Jeweled by Gentry, in the description box below will also be some ways. There will be a link down there where you can shop my new affordable jewelry collection, Jeweled by Gentry. Okay? Thank you guys so much for your support, always being there for me. Your likes, your comments, your donations, sweet words, everything. All right? I appreciate it. I love you guys, and we'll see you soon for the episode 8 recap.